Everybody, my name is Total Nerd Status 2.0, and I wanted to talk about a few things that we found about the Joker the other day. As you can see, I got my Joker. I don't want to call it a statue because it's not a statue, but it's more like an action figure. But it's a pretty huge action figure, but it's awesome nonetheless. Anyway, there was some details that came out about Jared Leto's Joker, almost forgot his name, that I just kind of wanted to touch on and give my opinion on. Supposedly, it's based off of the Joker from The Dark Knight Returns, which I actually have that graphic novel right here, because it's definitely my favorite Batman story, but it's not my favorite comic book overall. But anyway, I love how the Joker is interpreted in that, because that's the type of Joker who makes really dark jokes while having a gun to an innocent person's head. And I know that sounds really dark, but that's the kind of Joker that I've been wanting to see. Is the kind of Joker, the Joker that Jack Nicholson did for the 1989 Tim Burton Batman movie. That's the Joker I want to see today, but just a little bit darker, because he was perfect, because he had all of the comical things that screamed the Joker to me. Like, he would make random puns, or he would make really dark jokes, or he would find really depressing or really violent things just hilarious, and I just didn't quite see that with Heath Ledger's Joker. So I hoped that they were going that way. And if they're basing it off of The Dark Knight Returns, which, spoiler alert, is the story when... And I'm sure they're not going to have him do this. I'm positive they're not going to have him do this. But that is the story that the Joker literally breaks his own neck. Yeah. Without even using his hands, he just turns his neck until it cracks, which is menacing and amazing. And that's the kind of Joker I wanted to see, is the Joker who could do that in a scenario. And like I said, they're not going to have him do that because this is his first appearance. But that's the kind of Joker I want to see. Supposedly, he has broad shoulders, at least on his suit. And he has scars all over his body, which is amazing, because that would be a cool thing to see, because that kind of implies that he's been in past battles with Batman and got the crap beat out of him and has scars from like batarangs and stuff like that. That'd be amazing. And he has a little bit more muscle than, say, this Joker right here, which would make sense, because in the last interview that Jared Leto did up to this point in time, he asked if he could eat something, because supposedly he's eating every couple of hours, because he wanted to gain weight for the role, which, if he has a little bit more muscle like he did in The Dark Knight Returns, that would make sense. Supposedly he works out like the other inmates, so like in his cell he weightlifts and stuff. Something that I found awesome was supposedly Hugo Strange plays a part in the movie as well. Supposedly, Hugo Strange is the psychiatrist for the Joker and Harley Quinn. And they're in their own, private institution. It's not, in the same, wing of Arkham Asylum that all the other inmates are stored. It's like they have their own little section of Arkham Asylum, which I think is awesome, because that's what the Joker needs, or he's gonna murder everybody. But, I just thought it was really interesting how they're bringing in Hugo Strange as the psychiatrist, because I've always wanted to see him in a movie. I've only seen him really once, and that was in the Arkham games, in Arkham City. And I thought he was really cool in that, so it's kind of cool how they're kind of connecting him to the Joker and Harley as a psychiatrist. I think that was really cool. And then, so basically all of these details, I think all these details are awesome. I love the Dark Knight Returns Joker. I love how they're having him have scars, and also... Sorry, I just felt... Yeah, I got something sticky on my shirt. That's nice. You like my shirt, by the way? It's a very appropriate shirt for what I'm reading today, huh? Anyway, bleached skin. Bleached skin, ladies and gentlemen. It's not makeup. That supposedly, apparently, has been confirmed, which is amazing, because if you've been following my videos, that's exactly what I've been wanting. is somebody, a Joker with bleached skin, that actually, he's not just mentally insane and messed up, but his skin is all scarred and bleached and just, it's not the weird makeup thing like realistic from The Dark Knight. It's actual bleached skin. It's what I wanted, it's what we're getting, and I'm excited. And then one other thing I wanted to touch on is, I forget the guy's name. Somebody has been, I forgot his name, he's been in talks to play Deathstroke. And I've always wanted to see Deathstroke in a live-action movie because he is my second favorite Batman villain, believe it or not. He's the guy, like the one person who has ever beaten Batman in hand-to-hand combat. Like, my God, you can't get more BA than that, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, Deathstroke is just, he's lethal and he's accurate, and he's, like I just said, he beat Batman in hand-to-hand combat a few times, so, well, maybe not a few times, but I know he's beaten him once. But, I mean, that's just insane. And, I heard about this other guy who was in talks to do it, but when I look at the first guy who was in talks who rejected it, I was like, okay, it's a good thing he rejected it, because he looks way too young to play Deathstroke. He looks like he's in his, like, 40s. He needs to have gray hair. I mean, for those of you fans of Deathstroke, you know he's pretty old. He's older than Batman most of the time. I mean, he's got, like, gray hair, but that's what makes him awesome. He's, like, 80 years old, and he's 80 years old and kicking Batman's ass. That's Deathstroke. So, but the second guy that's in talks, like, right now to play him, I don't think at this point he's been confirmed. I haven't seen anything. But he looks pretty old. I mean, not pretty old, but he looks definitely like he could work. He has, like, a little goatee that has some gray in it, and I think his hair's got some gray in it. So, I mean, as long as he's older than Ben Affleck and has gray, then he could work as Deathstroke, I think. But, I mean, I've always wanted to see Deathstroke in a live-action movie, especially if we get a scene where Batman is fighting Deathstroke, and supposedly he's going to be just, like, shoved into the Suicide Squad. I don't want to say shoved because that kind of sounds convoluted, but if they want to go that route, that's totally fine. So yeah, just basically got everything I wanted on the Joker, heard some awesome news about Hugo Strange, and got a possibly awesome rumor about Deathstroke. So if I hear any confirmations or anything like that, or if a new picture drops of the Joker from Jared Leto, then I will let you guys know right away. But for now, everything sounds awesome, and yeah, just wanted to give my opinion on it really quick. So thanks for watching. My name is Total Nerd Status 2.0.